Hey there, you're watching the Jessa Channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and today I am here with more Skyrim. This is Kamen's story. Kamen is playing through the Civil War questline, and we have been given a quest to complete. Oops, sorry about that. Joining the Stormcloaks, Kamen made his way to Windhelm and presented himself to Ulfric Stormcloak, who then, Ulfric did, send him right off to his right-hand man, Galmer Stonefist. And he has sent Kamen to kill an ice wraith at Serpentstone Isle off the northeast coast of Skyrim. Kamen has just woken up after a night somewhat comfortably spent, a little bit too loud for his taste, at Candlehearth Hall. Scout, his trustworthy canine companion, is here and ready for breakfast. Here you go, boy. And Kamen gives Scout gives a happy bark. Now, I have turned off because his background barking was a bit too distracting for the Let's Play, so we'll just have to imagine him barking.
This is a local favorite and one of the first songs I ever learned.
And
the Red.
Ah, a fine but bloody tale. We can do that one.
Oh, there once was a hero
this is
named
what
Ragnar the
I was
Red,
referring
who
to
ran to
with the
wipe
loudness.
out Rorik's stead. And
I
the
need to get
Ragnar
out of here
swaggered
before I get a headache of headaches.
all the bold battles in gold he had made. But then he went quiet, did Ragnar the Red.
These
when
people have no musical talent whatsoever.
said, "Oh, you talking lie."
Right over my room all night.
Time that you lie down and bleed.
Next time, and no matter how cold it is, I make myself this promise.
And the braggart named Ragnar was
Scout, come on, boy.
when his ugly red head rolled
We're
over
sleeping outside. Oh, relative quiet. So, let's get my pack ready before we set out.
Spare a coin for a poor old woman.
All at reasonable prices.
A few septims for my supper is all I ask.
So, I had mentioned when we first started this Let's Play that Kamen would not be doing any blacksmithing. I have found a small problem with that. A simple but small problem. And that is that I have the mod installed, Loot and Degradation, all the way down here. It gives you your own repair kits that you can use to smith your weapons up, kind of get ready for the road, which is what we're doing here now with Kamen. And it works great, except that Kamen's skill in smithing was so low that he couldn't really do anything with his own weapons. He couldn't, and I feel like a soldier would know how to sharpen his own blade. So, whereas Kamen will still be buying weapons and getting, when he's in a town, he might have a smith upgrade his weapons for him, hone his weapons. But when he's out on the road, he needs to be able to do that for himself. So I've started to put some points into smithing for him. He's now at level 26. And I have taken
Buying and selling a wide range of assorted goods. The best select.
the first perk in smithing. You can create steel and bone mold items at a forge or anvil. And I think I want to go up here, up this line here. scaled plate, Nordic, Orcish, exotic. So we'll be going a little bit up that route as Kamen gets stronger weapons. But for now, I was able to use the equipment repair kit feature here to improve his weapons. He improved his dagger to fine. His weapons were already superior and exquisite, but let's see if we can get that iron sword up to superior. So I'm gonna put that in his main hand because I happen to know I think you need to have it in your main hand. We'll go over
May
here.
the gods watch over your battles, friend.
Thank you. I'm on my way out to the road and I need some equipped weapons and armor.
Of course.
And it's not giving me an option to do his weapon, and I think that's because he's not a good enough smith. He's only an apprentice. So it looks like we're going to have to wait until we get to a higher smith or go to Yorlin Greymane. While I wasn't recording, I went over and turned off I Need. I'm going to turn it back on so that we can get Kamen to eating and drinking again. We're just going to go over here and see if we can't find anything that we want to take on the road with us. Morning.
You need anything, come see me. I'm as resourceful as I am discreet.
I see. If I need something discreet, then I will come to you.
Take a look.
Mostly raw stuff, which is, well, all raw stuff, so that's not going to really help.
Be sure to stop by Sadri's used wares in the Grey Quarter. I have a lot of respect for Ambar's Frendar, but his views are a little extreme.
I'm wondering where you get these fine goods. You a hunter yourself?
Wherever I can find them. If you're the type who worries over where something came from, you may want to move on.
I'll move on then.
Take care, friend.
I prefer my meat from a reliable source.
Need something? Take a look.
So I'm going to get a meat pie for him. This is all just part of Kamen's process, getting ready for the road, checking the pack. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing any dog treats. I'm finding that the dog treats are somewhat hard to find. But one of the ingredients needed in dog treats is wheat.
A few septims for my supper is all I ask.
So let's head over here, because we might have to start making our own.
Let me know if you see.
All right, old friend. You said you were an alchemist, so go ahead.
I'm so close to the. Take a look.
There's a lot going on there. Kamen's just wanting to get ready for the road. So, wheat. We don't need 30. We'll get 10. I also know that we need salt piles. I don't think I have salt on this in here. Oh, he does. So we'll get 10 salt too. Even though in real life, don't feed salt to your dog. It's very bad for it. But this is the recipe we need. And then we need some other kind of meat, and I'm not sure what that is. But I'll check between now and the next episode. Kamen lifts his hand to his forehead and gives a little salute and walks out the door. Ready to get out of that mess. Kamen's not a city man.
I have a little of everything for sale.
Afternoon.
For yourself.
I ask only for a little charity.
Stopping at the large doors, he looks up
Imperial.
and ignores the guard, giving him a quick, nasty look. And checks his pack. I've got my swords here, ready. Got some of these handy grenades and throwing axes. I don't know how I'd be able to handle a throwing axe at a ice wraith, but whatever else we meet on the road. This amulet. I don't feel too good about touching that. And I don't know what that is yet, but I'll check with an enchanter. Got all the potions I can need. Enough food for a couple days. And we'll do our best to get some meat for Scout. All right. My pack is set. Kamen slings his pack onto his back, pushes the doors open, and heads out into the wild world of Skyrim. Ready, boy? And I'm going to make an adjustment. I have this problem that I have been unable to fix. I can fix it, but it keeps coming back. And that is, I'm using dual sheath redux, and it continually places my grenades in the wrong place. So in order to fix that, I need to kind of do this wonky business right here to get them to show up on Kamen's waist where they should. And the music is appropriate for heading out on an adventure such as this. Kamen doesn't like the idea of sitting in a carriage for a long ride and would prefer to get to know Skyrim on his own 2 feet, so he's going to take out the map and consult it, see how far away Winterhold is. This is where we're going to be heading as well. But it looks like our best way is to head over the river and up here. And that's how we're going to do it. There are campsites along the way that are helpful for camping. And we're also going to take our companion, who's been busy killing a wolf. Right here, a wolf came in and tried to attack the horses. Serves him right. There we go. There's Hera following. And let's give her breakfast. Hey, girl. Kamen walks over and reaches up and pats her gently on her mane and says, "Come on, girl." And on a crisp, beautiful morning, they set out. And as Kamen was looking through his pack, he noticed a note shoved into his journal. And he takes a moment to take out his journal and take a look at it. Hey there. And sees a note. I'm glad that you made it to Riverwood. Word has reached me that you are on your way to Windhelm. Perhaps you may find something of use at the wreck of the Winter War, which is east of Windhelm. I hope those swords are holding up, ancient as they are. I don't remember anyone coming into my room. I think Scout would have notified me as well too, barked. I don't know, I didn't leave my pack alone but for a moment when I was down bathing. That must have been when they did it. My only guess is that it must be Ralof. So Ralof made his way back? Well, I hope to run into him. The wreck of the Winter War. Let me check my map again. So that's what I was saying over here. So on our way back, we're going to head up Winterhold this way. And then head back around this way. And just follow the White River back down. And if you know what might be at the wreck of the Winter War, then you let me know in the comments. Don't spoil it, but just say, I know what's at the wreck of the Winter War, or, you know, whatever. And we'll just all believe you. So when we're out on the road, Kamen likes to move a little quicker, and I like him to move a little quicker because he's slow as molasses. So for that, I am using a mod that allows me to change his speed pretty quickly here. Using this jump run token, I'm going to speed him up by 1 point, and that will make him move a little bit quicker. It's as if he's kind of plodding, but in a let's get there before the nightfall kind of way. Kamen is a slow and plodding character. And we'll see what adventures we get into on the way. And as always, I'm going to be talking about some of the mods, the story, as we walk along, looking for adventure. And Kamen stops and sight gazes, how do you say? Sightsees? Well, there's one thing that I wasn't prepared for, and that's how pretty it is. Oh, there.
Want to hear a little Nord wisdom? You don't really know a woman till you had a strong drink and a fist fight with her.
You don't say. You must enjoy a good fist fight.
The heat of the battle is the fire that forges the strongest blades. It's an old Nord proverb. That, and a true Nord never misses a chance to test her worth.
Well, you sure you don't have a grudge or a chip on your shoulder that you're trying to prove?
Thanks.
Oops! I didn't mean to give her something. I want to... There we go.
You've been talking to those companions? Too hot-headed, they cried. Weak, pathetic cowards, the lot of them.
The companions? I've never even heard of them. I'm new here to Skyrim. But why'd the companions... Well, why'd they give you trouble?
It wasn't my fault. I told them over and over that it was an accident. They wanted me to prove my worth. So they threw me up against a young whelp of a lad, hardly old enough to grow his first chin hairs. I guess they thought a woman wasn't strong enough to hurt him. I didn't mean for him to die. Why would I want that? I just lost control.
Well, I have had that problem before. Losing control. That gentleman was off in a hurry. Well, it's been pleasant passing the time of day with you.
Good. Chat time's over.
Or not. I've also realized that some of these people in Skyrim are not the friendliest bunch. I wonder where that lad was off to in such a hurry. Maybe he's trying to catch the carriage before its next trip. So we're going to talk mods as we go along here. And a couple of mods I have added in. And I'll be keeping that to a minimum, doing my best to. Of course, it's always fun, but when you see a new mod and you're like, oh, but these were mods that I felt I really needed to have in the playthrough and had not remembered to put in when I was doing the setup. And one of those was bathing in Skyrim. I have showers in inns, which I've had in for numerous playthroughs, and I love it. And I've heard a lot about bathing in Skyrim, and so finally decided to put that in as well too. I also re-added loot and degradation, but turned off some of the features that I was not too fond of. One of which is weapon breaking and things like that. But I like the idea of Kamen being able to sit in his campfire and work his... Oh, sister. I love to see the other fellow Stormcloaks on the road. Makes me feel, I don't know, safe. I'm gonna be one of their ranks soon. I can't help but wonder, though, if this really is something that they do with all of the... with all the other Stormcloaks. Hey there.
Maik loves the people of Skyrim. Many interesting things they say to each other.
Really? Well, I've found him to be interesting, but perhaps a little rude.
Maik saw a mud crab the other day. Horrible creatures.
Huh.
Swift hunting.
You like hunting? Really? And you said your name was... Maik, did you say? You got a pretty bow there. Are you good with that thing?
Maik does not understand what is so impressive about shouting. Maik can shout whenever he wants.
Well, it sounds like you might be strong of voice.
On warm sands.
Well, that's not going to happen here. Listen. I'm on my way up north. I could use some company. Care to join me?
Maik is tired now. Go bother somebody else.
So, let me give you the background of why Maik is standing here. When I was doing some playtesting with Kamen, we ran into Maik, as you do, out in Skyrim. And on a whim, I asked him to join me as a follower to see how he was, and he was great. I liked that he doesn't talk very much. He will occasionally say things. What he has to say is the same thing he says to you when you talk to him on the road. And I dismissed him right about here, thinking that he would go on back to his regular routine. But it turns out that he's kind of staying here. So I think we should ask him to come along, even though he just told us not to bother him. And see how he is on the way up to Winterhold. Now, I recognize that this is going to make our party be very similar to Mala's party. One Khajiit, one companion animal, and a horse. But we are going to be picking up another follower as well, too. And we'll keep Maik with us for a little while. But this is how you can add Maik. All you have to do is select him with the Make Follower command, which comes with amazing follower tweaks. And it's a spell, and you just point it at him, and he will then be manageable. So we're going to ask him to follow me. And he will say, okay. He has no voice lines for that. And he's now manageable by with using amazing follower tweaks. So let's have him follow us for a while.
Lead on, friend.
Well, friend, is it? Good. I could use a friend on the road. Come on. We're headed up to Winterhold. You been there? And we'll see if he will follow. Whoops. Or go into a tree. That's good. Yep, he is. All right. Can we all say it together? Maik! And I want to give full credit where credit is due. I heard this was possible on the Skyrim mods subreddit. Someone had posted that Maik made a great follower, and I thought, you know what? The next time I see Maik and I'm out and about, I'm going to ask him if he wants to come along. As they're walking, Maik and Kamen talk about where they came from, and Kamen tells him a little bit about his story, his background. Well, I'm a simple farm boy, really. But I watched my dad work his fingers to the bone. Day and night and day, for nothing, really. Oh! Hey, Mike, watch out! I got it! Watch out, boy! Woo! How about that for breakfast? Or lunch or dinner, as my daddy used to say. These things big as that? Good boy. Good boy. Walking around the road? Did you get him? You did. Oh, look at you. What a shot you are. 2 arrows sticking right out of his whatever that is. Ha! You and I are going to be good friends. Good friends.
Mike is done talking.
All right. Well, then I guess it's up to me to do the
Tajik will
talking.
follow.
Feeling pretty good today. Feeling pretty good. Anyway, Mike, I was saying that my dad was a hard worker. My mama, she baked the best apple pies. On this side of all of Cyrodiil. Winterhold. Looks like we're headed this way. My mama, she's a good woman. My parents are both still living. And, well, my ma cried when I left, but I told her I'd be all right, and she recognized that I needed to do what's best, and, well, she's no fan of the Thalmor either. You know, it's not like I really consider myself a son of Skyrim. I'm not. I'm a son of Cyrodiil, and I know that. But this is a chance I get to get some glory, well, then that's how I'm gonna get it. That's how I'm gonna get it. I wonder if this is lodgings up here. Though I don't know if I can take any more bards right now. So here's a question for you, watching along. There are Imperials everywhere. Hey. Well, I don't know what I'm doing saying hello to Imperials. Maybe this is Winterhold right here. Well, this don't look much like a city. This looks like... I don't hear any sounds of people inside or anything. Maybe it's some kind of abandoned place. Maybe it's an Imperial stronghold. Seems like they'd be pretty close to Windhelm's back deck. Huh. Is that a... Whoa! What kind of place has skeletons on the road? Just waiting to grab you. This don't make no sense. Get him, boy! Oh, you did get him. There's one right there. Oh! Oh, I don't need any of your trouble.
It's nothing.
This is definitely must not be Winterhold. Down with you! Down! I saw another one of you over here. Oh yeah, mage users. Take that! Good girl, Hira. What kind of place is this, just on the road, ready to ambush a person as they're walking by? Some sort of magic place? Where? Where are you? Show me where you're going, girl. I don't think I need any of your trouble. Mike, you watch the entrance. Oh, that's warm. But this just seems weird to have these places right on the road. Skeletons looking at you, the dead walking. What kind of land is this? I'll be talking to Galmar Stonefist about this, that's for sure. Maybe this was a fort, got took over. Maybe this is part of the war. But those Imperials walked by like it weren't nothing. Maybe there's Stormcloak prisoners in here. Mike, I know you're good with that bow. So, yeah, you watch my back. Scout's got the front. Nobody up here. Not a soul. What's in this chest? Just some clothes and a book and some sort of stone. It's quiet. Too quiet. Usually, forts and places have people, taking care of business. Training, drilling. This is... Well, there's no prisoners in here, but nobody else either. Good girl, Hera. Well, there's one thing I can say. And that's I love some battle. Wakes up the blood. Where's the way down? There we go. Hera found the way before the rest of us. I think that horse is smarter than all of us combined. Well, there ain't nothing for it but to continue on, knowing that at least these people won't be ambushing anybody else on the road today. Skyrim is a crazy place, but I bet Cyrodiil, out in the wilds, crazy things happen there too. I've never been too far from home. As Kamen walks along, he and Maik chat. Maik watching from the rear and Kamen in front. And Maik tells Kamen a few stories as well too, about some place called Elsewhere. Oh. I'm sorry. The guards will be around shortly to clean that up, but looks like there was some kind of... Yeah, I'd like to know myself, Mike. Looks like there was some kind of... Maybe they were fighting the people at the fort. Whoa. Is that what I think it is? It is. That's the same. I'm gonna go over there to those rocks and see if I can get a better look. Oh, hey. Watch out, little goat. Well. Just like in the books, let's see. Scout, be careful down there. Let's see. Real live ocean. Woo-hoo! Ain't this a pretty place? Oh, Skyrim. I never thought I'd see the ocean with my own eyes. So we must be near Hera. Get your butt out of my... You're ruining my moment, Hera. I like that you're so attached, but really. Come on down from there, girl. And we're going to be going to a wreck. The journal said, what did it say? The wreck of the Winter War. I wonder what it tastes like. I hear it's salty. Probably ain't any good to drink it. And if there's sea monsters in there or all kinds of stuff. Maybe we could even go on a ship. Wouldn't that be something? I didn't even get a chance to see the docks outside of Winterhold. Whoa! Good girl, Scout. Good girl. Good girl, Hera. Thanks, Mike. I was so busy looking at the sea, I didn't notice anything else. This is a guard, and what's that up there? Huge building, some sort of bridge? But if there's a guard, Stormcloak or guard or something on the road, then that means... Hey there. And that's a different crest that you got on, so this must be Winterhold up here. Time is it? Kamen takes out an ancient sundial watch given to him by his father and checks the time and sees that it's late afternoon, about 4:30. Well, I better finish up my story before we get into town. Basically, I couldn't stand it anymore. I couldn't stand any more of the bullying, the high taxes, having to pay the Emperor all that money when we ain't had none much to spare for ourselves. So I decided to make my way to Skyrim. There was a peddler. Afternoon. There was a peddler making his way. He told me tales about Skyrim. We'd sit in the barn and I would whittle. I like to work with a little bit of a dagger and some wood, make what I can out of it. I'd like to make a wooden ship one day. Wouldn't mind going out in the sea. No, I wouldn't mind that at all. It's so cold. Luckily, I got a cloak and Windhelm. Got some good thick gloves, so my hands aren't too cold. My boots have good fur lining, but still, Even wearing this scarf around my face, I feel a bit cold. You get cold, Mike? Especially in that light robe?
Khajiit guards your back.
Thank you,
We
friend.
follow then.
So you can see what a nice follower Mike was, or is. And if you happen to find him in your travels and you have a mod which allows you to recruit anyone as a follower, try Mike out. I really like him. He's quiet, but yet what he does say is interesting. Afternoon, carriage driver. One thing I don't understand is how these Nords can get away with all this so little clothes.
And you'd have me do what? Join the college and prance about casting spells all day?
Don't just walk away from me. What did
The
you
college?
think you're going?
To the inn for a drink, of course. Where else could I even go in this god's-forsaken town?
And what? You think that'll solve all your problems?
Probably not, but it's worth a try.
Well, I've had a good pint solve a problem or two, at least until the morning. So they're talking about some college? For mages? That must be it. Oh, I don't want nothing to do with that. Nothing, not a thing. No, thank you. We're gonna have to continue to go north. People sometimes in a hurry here. But before we head on north, let's get something to eat.
You want me to do what?
It'll only be temporary, and I'll be going with you.
I've never committed a crime in my entire life. How will I face my ancestors in Sovngarde?
Feldir the Old isn't going to care if you steal a piece of cheese. And if he was the type who did, you wouldn't want to hang around him anyway.
But why the dungeon? The chill is 40 miles off the coast.
You didn't think the treasure would be somewhere warm, did you? Maybe we should ask the innkeeper if it's on the menu.
All right. I get your point. But you forgot one thing. How are we going to escape? Don't tell me you can conjure lockpicks too.
Don't be ridiculous. I have a person on the inside.
Right. You, an Argonian immigrant, has friends in the guard. I have a bad feeling about this.
Hey.
The last time I followed this lizard treasure hunting, we wound up hanging from the ceiling. That spider still gives me nightmares.
Treasure hunting? Well... That sounds pretty fascinating, but I gotta stay focused on what I'm doing. I got to get back to Galmar Stonefist.
Could you describe the smell?
Like some horrible monster was turned inside out and then exploded. What did you do?
It was a minor miscalculation. I've already corrected it for future experiments.
This is why people have a problem with your college, Nelagar. Go on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
What's this you say about a college?
If there's anything you need, just let me know.
Yeah, I'm new in town. And, I need to have a little information about this place. What can you tell me about Winterhold?
I'm afraid there's not much to be said. Winterhold is hardly what it used to be. You can talk to Birna if you need to buy anything. He doesn't have much, but could certainly use the coin. And then there's our little inn. Most of the business we get is from folks here to visit the college, though even that's dried up some.
So what is this, college you're on about?
That's right. College of Winterhold, just north of town. Hard to miss.
Sounds like it's full of mages. I'm not interested. Listen, what do you have for sale?
Take a look.
All right. Always looking for some soup. Yay, vegetable soup. And I think we're going to have a bit of wine. And he's going to ask this to be mulled, some hot wine and a good mug to warm your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Hey, Mike, you take a load off. Enjoy yourself for a little bit.
Mike is done talking.
That's all right. I don't need to talk anymore.
Are we running low on meat?
No, even Ranmir can only...
Let's just keep an eye on the supply. It's such a chore to restock.
I suppose that's a benefit.
I rarely go into this, so obviously I'm like, what am I doing? Actions. I should have just used the menu. Dismiss, but hang out here. Yeah, I guess that's what I mean.
Is everything well, Nellicar?
Oh yes, quite fine. My accommodations here continue to be
Okay.
just what I need.
And there haven't been
That's
any
what I meant him friend to do.
problems.
Are you referring to your other customers? No, everything is quite all right. I expect a bit of animosity now and then.
I see. Well, let me know if things get out of hand.
And Scout is watching the door for some reason. And we're going to enjoy our lunch. There's some bread that's stale, but can't get too fussy about that. Vegetable soup, little milk, and that hot wine. With a full tummy, Kamen puts his feet out in front of him, and oh my gosh, our dog just disappeared. Hopefully he's out playing. I'll get him later. Anyway, but yeah, Kamen puts his feet out in front of him and puts his hands across his belly and sits back and relaxes for a while. We're going to end this episode here, and we'll continue our journey on towards fighting that ice wraith and proving our worth. Kamen does suspect that as being an Imperial, he's being put to this test and that no other Stormcloaks really ever do it. But if that's what's going to happen, then he's going to prove it to the best of his abilities. I'm so glad you joined me today. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the thumbs up button below. And if you loved it, join the party and subscribe. I'll see you back here in Skyrim as we continue on with Kamen's adventures through Skyrim's Civil War in the next episode. And as always, thank you so much for watching.